let's focus here on the account itself, for now just the version in Exodus, since the version in Deuteronomy is purely Moses' recollection. Starting from chapter 19, verse 3, it says that Moses goes up to God, presumably meaning up the mountain, from which in the next verse God speaks to him. Moses, of course, doesn't need a mountain to talk to God, but hey, here's a mountain, so let's do it on the mountain. God gives him a 3-verse covenant statement to convey to the Israelite people. In verse 7, Moses gathers only the elders and puts before them, quote, all the things that God commanded, unquote, which was actually nothing, since the prior communication was just a covenant. If you do this, then I will do that. Anyway, the entire nation answers back that, quote, everything God said we will do, unquote. Although it's not clear when the entire nation appeared on the scene here, since Moses was only speaking to the elders. Now, we can ask how anyone can actually speak to an entire nation without, say, broadcast technology, but let's ignore that for now. Moses relates this answer back to God without climbing the mountain this time. Apparently, God can hear Moses from anywhere, but cannot hear the entire nation speaking. In verse 9, God tells Moses he will come down in a thick cloud so the people can hear when God speaks to Moses. No mention of a mountain and no seeing God. Then Moses tells God again what the people said, because why not? More is better. And then in verse 11, God says that he will come down on Mount Sinai in sight of all the people. No mention of hearing God, but when they hear the ram's horn sound, they can go up the mountain. In verse 14, Moses comes down the mountain to where he already was and tells the people to be pure and be ready for the third day. In verse 16, we are told that on the third morning there was thunder and lightning and cloud on the mountain and a loud blast of a shofar. We can assume the people heard and saw all that because it says the people trembled as Moses led them to the foot of the mountain. In verse 18, the mountain is now smoke and fire rather than thunder and lightning. Inconsistent, but we'll let it go. And it's now the mountain that is trembling, perhaps an earthquake. According to verse 18, God is already on the mountain, but not according to verse 20. Contradiction again, but this doesn't really matter since we're only trying to look at what the people actually are said to have witnessed. In verse 19, Moses speaks, we're not told what he says or from where, and God answers him in thunder. We're not told what he says or from where.